All right, I am here with the champ, Mr. John. How you doing, brother? Thor.
I'm doing great, thank you.
Tell me a little bit about the competition. You just came in here, wrecked house, and took home all of the jewelry. Tell me about the tournament, buddy.
Dude, this tournament was a hard one, I'm not going to lie, but you know, I had a ton of fun coming out here. I was originally supposed to do a super fight, and 2 weeks ago, Boogie hit me up. Me and my girlfriend were actually in Italy for my sister's wedding, and I get a message, hey, you want to do the tournament instead? And I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Oh, that's badass. So tell me a little bit, we just had a little conversation about how you got into jiu-jitsu and what actually brought you into it. Let's share that with everybody else. That's a pretty cool story, actually.
So I wrestled from when I was younger through high school, and when I got out of high school, I didn't go to college, so I didn't wrestle in college, but me and my buddy, I'll shout him out, Andrew Jones, always wanted to do jiu-jitsu. We always liked 10th Planet too, and we tried a few places in our local area, but you know, they did gi, or like we didn't like the vibe there or something. It just didn't feel right. And then I remember the one day he calls me up and he's like, yo, there's a 10th Planet in Bethlehem now, and I was just like, oh my God. So that night I remember we went there and we were basically just like throwing money at Holland and Zach, and I just like, teach us.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So it got you in. You've been doing jiu-jitsu, I hear, just for under 4 years now. Mm-hmm. And I also hear you're teaching a class on Thursday night. So you're getting involved in a more serious way and making sure that everything's good. Yeah. And sorry. But, you know, what keeps you driving in your jiu-jitsu? What keeps you moving forward? Do you have anything in particular that brings you back to the mat each time?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I just love it. I just love the workout that you get. It keeps me in shape. You know, after a stressful day at work or some shit, I can just go there and, you know, let off a little steam. And, you know, that's what got me into it, and that's what keeps me coming back to it. But the competitive edge, you know, I had a hard loss earlier this year, and that one always goes through my head when I need that little extra motivation.
Absolutely. Any loss you're going to learn a heck of a lot from. So sometimes those can be blessings in disguise. But tell me about your competition today. Tell me about some of the harder matches that you went through.
Well, I mean, I did 4 matches today. My first match, it was a tough one. I got to the back. I thought I could finish it. I didn't. I ended up finishing a calf slicer, though, a ham sandwich, and that was awesome. I really wanted to pull that one off in competition. I finally did it today, so that was awesome. My second match was horrible. I hated every second of it. I wanted to quit halfway through it. That dude's pressure was insane. I actually, after the match, on these little puzzle mats in the back, had him show me how he was sucking my soul out of my body with that side control pressure. I mean, it was horrible. I hated it. And then I remember seeing the clock, and I was like, 2 minutes. I was like, okay, I can do anything for 2 minutes. Get to overtime. And I was able to finish him in overtime, which I was pumped about. That was a huge confidence booster.
Absolutely. You know, that just goes to show that, you know, holding it out sometimes, you know, he can put it out into overtime. And, you know, once we've been practicing dead zones on a regular basis, it really amps up our ability to finish and to survive as well. So tell me a little more about maybe your favorite moment in the tournament so far.
Oh, my favorite moment in the tournament, definitely catching that in overtime in the second match, getting that arm bar, because, I mean, I needed that. That was such a confidence booster. I mean, I knew who Steven Martinez was. I mean, I don't look at brackets before I go in, but I heard that he was in it, and I knew his name. And, you know, I'm the type of guy that if he looks at the brackets, gets paranoid. So, I mean, when I heard that he was in there, I was like, I hope I don't have to go against him. And then I realized I was going to have to go against him in the second round if we both won. I was like, yeah, that's great. I was worried about that match, but it felt good to win.
Understandable. But you actually train with a lot of killers over here. You want to tell me about some of the people that you train with down at 10th Planet Bethlehem?
Well, I mean, obviously we got Zach and JM as our head coaches, and, you know, they're awesome. I don't think they get the appreciation they deserve. They're some of the best coaches out there, and they're killer competitors. I mean, obviously we got Grace. What do I need to say about Grace? I mean, she's 110 pounds and 15, and I mean, if she was my size, she would Yeah, I know. I mean, I wouldn't be fun. She would kill me. She could literally kill me. I think she could at her current size. But I mean, we got a lot of guys there too that, you know, they haven't gotten their name out that are really good. And we got a lot of guys that don't compete that are, you know, they're older, not older, but they're middle-aged people that, you know, they're killers. And it's just like guys working a day job and they got kids and a family and they come in 3-4 times a week and they're killers and they're good to roll with. I mean,
well, I hear you're along the same lines as well. You have a part-time job that you're working your butt off, and you don't even have sponsors to come bring you in here. So one of the things that we're going to try to do is definitely try to push your name out there. We want to make sure if you're walking around with this kind of hardware, you should be having some sponsors with you as well. So we want to make sure if you're a sponsor and interested in sponsoring this champion, be sure to reach out. We'll make sure to get you in contact as well. Is there anybody that kind of seems to be floating around the gym that you've noticed getting sponsorships that you're like, hey man, that looks very enticing. That sounds like something that I should be a part of.
Well, I mean, I'm obviously jealous of Grace and all her sponsorships. She got her Datsusara bag for free. I had to get mine as a gift.
You know what? I think I would like a couple of those as well. I think everybody would. Those things are badass.
Exactly. And you know, I would love a sponsor.
Absolutely. Okay, so make sure we need to get this guy taken care of. You don't get a walk around with one of these without being one of the baddest men on the planet. Get some jiu-jitsu sponsors in here. Make sure this guy is taken care of. And final words here, I'm going to give it to you. Anything that you want to add to this? You know, tell us about your experience here and tell me where we can see you in the future. This is my first time out in California as an adult, and you know, since I've been doing jiu-jitsu, and I've only been here for a day, but I love this place already. I'm staying for a couple more days. I'm going to train at San Diego, 10th Planet San Diego and all that a couple times this week, I'm hoping. And I don't know what's next, what competition's next. I'm out of vacation time for the rest of the year, so it's got to be something local, unfortunately. I've had to turn down a couple matches just because, you know, I'm an apprentice at the electrical union, so I only got so much vacation. Well, I'm sure there's going to be some tournaments coming up on the East Coast there. Anything that you've been looking forward to in the future? Is there anything coming around the new year that sounds enticing to you?
Dude, my end goal, one way or another, is I'm getting an EBI one day. That's my ultimate goal, and I want to get. I couldn't make the last 170-pound trials because of work. Couldn't get off, and you know that sucked. But you know, next time that comes around, I'm doing that, and I want to get an EBI. That's my ultimate goal.
Absolutely, man. It would be great to actually see you a part of that too. The way you brought your game on, it was tenacity from the beginning, nonstop. I loved watching it. It was terrific, and man, I hope we can see you some more. And you know, and I really hope we start getting you some sponsors as well. So again, guys, thank you for joining us on Ultimate Mat Warrior 2. We're going to be pulling up the number 3 spot. Looks like January, and make sure if you have some sponsorships or anybody else that's interested, let's get this champ taken care of. Thanks again for joining us, brother. We appreciate you. Take care, guys.